Good morning and welcome back to another episode of SoFlo Morning News. I'm your host, Agus Ramirez, along with
Stephen and Ahosa.
Today is Friday, December the 20th, and now it is time for our pledges.
Now it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now it's time for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Now it's time for the OWL Pledge. I will succeed in school with wisdom and with knowledge. I'll give 100%. I will go to college. I'll do whatever it takes, just like my parents do. I'll sweat the small stuff, just like my teachers do. I'll give no excuses each and every day. I'll close the achievement gap, working hard in every way. With my team and family, I give my OWL Pledge. I will succeed in school with wisdom and knowledge. Go Owls! Hoot hoot! Now it's time for the moment of silence.
Alright everybody, welcome back to the next segment of the SoFlo SciShow, brought to you by me, Haley Perales. Unfortunately, Albie is not here, so he's no longer with us. Fun fact of the day, a University of Bristol physicist determined that the optimum time to dunk a biscuit is 3.5 seconds. So any longer would just ruin the biscuit, and any shorter would not be enough taste. So today we will be learning about forensic science, one of my favorite sciences, LOL. Okay, what is forensics? So forensics, the term forensic is comes from the Latin word forensis, which means like public discussion or debate. And when put together with forensic science, it just basically means that that the forensics and science is applied to the court or law enforcement or stuff of the sorts. Next, the application of forensic science. What does this mean? This means that forensic science can be put under many branches, but is essentially used for the judicial system, as I've said before. Also, forensic science can be used for finding out certain crimes, who did it, who was involved, and certain stuff like that in analyzing evidence. Next, we have the different types of forensic scientists. So there's three types. First, you have your forensic pathologists, which are usually your medical examiners or the people who kind of oversee autopsies in a type of crime or something like that. Next, you have your forensic scientists, which are forensic professionals that are involved in law enforcement, government, or private forensic laboratories. Then you have your associated scientists, which are scientific professionals who usually lend their knowledge to forensic science. So this could be forensic botanists or forensic anthropologists. Next, we have, what is the study of forensic science? Now, it's more than just looking at crimes or seeing different things of what happens in a crime scene. Forensic science is extremely complex and has very complex areas like DNA or trace evidence, certain stuff like this. So it involves a multidisciplinary approach that covers everything from biological methods to analytical chemistry techniques. So this means to study forensic science, in case anybody would like to study forensic science or become a forensic scientist, you would have to study a physical science like biology or chemistry. And that is it for today, Owls. We will see you all in the classrooms and next year. Thank you.
Woo! It is Christmas. Almost. Hi, I'm Isaac Alfaro, and today we're going to be talking about weather. This weather is pretty insane. Get this. This hot dog magnet, it's pretty crazy. Anywho, it's supposed to be pretty cold. We're going to have a high of 53 degrees and a low of 42 degrees. That's insane. That's not what Texas is used to. Anywho, wear a jacket. Well, matter of fact, wear a jacket all next year, 2020. Insane. Have a great Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hinojosa Report. I am your main anchor, Nathan Hinojosa. As always, with me is my co-host,
Steven Hinojosa.
Why don't you start things off?
All right, so a few weeks ago we talked about the impeachment query that was pending but is now put into motion. All right, and you might be asking yourself, Steven, what happened to the impeachment inquiry? Well, we're here to set it straight. So, as of Wednesday, the House Judiciary Committee has approved 2 articles of impeachment against Trump. One for abuse of power and an abuse of obstruction of Congress. Okay, so what's going to happen from there? So from there, the full House of Representatives will vote on the impeachment on this past Wednesday. So if the House impeaches Trump, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that the Senate will hold a trial in early January. And so you may be asking yourself, how did we get to this? Like we had stated in the previous episode, a whistleblower, a complaint led House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to announce the beginning of an official impeachment inquiry September 24th. Closed-door hearings and subpoena documents related to the president's July 25th phone call with Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky followed. After 2 weeks the committee wrote a report that was sent to the House Judiciary Committee, which held its own hearings. Pelosi and House Democrats announced the articles of impeachment against Trump on December 10th. So, as of Wednesday, they went into vote. And from there...
Okay, so that's it for the recap. Breaking news as far as right now. This past Wednesday, the vote went through. So the impeachment inquiry has passed. We're now going to see it forward into the Senate. That will be taking place during January. Most likely, we won't see the actual effects of the impeachment if it goes through completely until by the time the president is already out of office. So what do we do from here? What do we do now, huh? We're going to be gone. So as far as news is concerned, what are you guys going to do? You don't got no news. How are you going to stay informed? I'm just here to remind you, as always, do your own research. Stay informed. If any of the topics that we talk about interest you, make sure to, always be looking at these things and constantly aware of what's going on. That's my tip to you. Happy holidays from the Hinojosa Report. I'll see you next year.
SoFlo Sports, we're back after about like a 2-week hiatus, but we're back with another sports report. I'm Alex Ramirez.
And I'm Sebastian Aguilar.
First, let's just get into NBA right here before we talk about NFL and the playoffs. So, NBA, what do you got for us, Sebas?
In the Eastern Conference, as of right now, 1 through 8 place are the Bucks, the 76ers, the Celtics, the Heat, the Raptors, the Pacers, the Nets, and the Magic.
What I told you 76ers were going to make it to at least top 3. Because they were at the bottom of at least number 4, and Celtics and Raptors were high, but I'm 76ers, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, they were going to take it all the way to the top.
Very, very surprisingly, the Raptors dropped to number 5 when they were in the top 3 spot.
Yeah.
What do you think they'll be at around the end of the season?
I would like to say they'll probably be at number, because Heat is doing really good right now, and Celtics are really doing really good. I might say they might stay the same or drop down to at least number 6. But I don't think they'll go to the top 4. I think that top 4 is submitted. I think it's already solidified for the rest of the season.
I definitely see the Bucks taking the entire conference and possibly making a conference championship run.
Yes.
What do you think?
They have to make a conference championship. After going with last year, after losing to Toronto in a really disappointing series, it really was a letdown from what we wanted to happen, and 76ers and Raptors turned out to be the better series overall. So Bucks have to make it to the conference, and they have to beat the biggest competition, which is, surprisingly, the 76ers. So I think that's going to happen.
As of right now, what is the thing that you're noticing about the Western Conference and the way that it's shaping and moving? As you can see, that some of the spots switch.
Western Conference, some of the spots switched. I'll give it that. Some of the spots switched. I told you the Phoenix Suns weren't going to make it. They weren't going to stay for 8 for that long. The Kings surprisingly made it to there, even though Spurs beat them in overtime, which was a sick game. I was also there. So I think Phoenix, I don't think are going to make it to number 8 again. Maybe in like February, March after All-Star, but I don't think they're going to make it to the playoffs. And then what also surprised me is that not only that, but also the Mavericks. The Mavericks are able to still stay at number 3. They were at number 2, but they're still in the top 3. They're still there. And the fact that Lakers have been doing phenomenal. LeBron getting triple doubles over and over, and AD, of course, being the role player that he can be and the big man that he has to be. I'm surprised with this Lakers team, but we're not even halfway through the season. But I feel like if everybody stays healthy by the end, they're going to be at the Western Conference.
Right now, the
Championship.
surprising team for me are the Utah Jazz. They're in the 6th spot. Not too high, not too low. However, they're
Yeah.
being led by a veteran Mike Conley and a
Yeah.
young Donovan Mitchell.
That was a silent move. Nobody thought of Mike Conley going to the Jazz was going to be impactful, but it really is shown how much. And also to the Rockets, what do you think of Westbrook and Harden, their alliance?
The Westbrook and Harden alliance, the dynamic duo, is doing great right now. We believe that they're going to be at a top 3 spot. They're actually in the top 5. They are in 5th place right now, but I am not disappointed. I'm not disappointed by their play. Russell Westbrook has been phenomenal shooting. Done phenomenal shooting. As of right now, I'm a little scared for the Mavericks with Luka Doncic going out with an ankle injury.
Yeah,
However,
that was devastating.
We
right
do
there.
pray for a speedy recovery.
Yeah. Also, let's just briefly talk about it. But how are our Spurs doing? How are our Spurs doing?
The Spurs
We gotta
have done
mention
a lot better than the first couple of weeks when the
Yeah.
season first opened. However, there are some things that need to change pertaining to playing time and defensive situations and defensive shifts.
And also chemistry. I feel like the 2 All-Stars that they're going to put for chemistry don't work. I feel like they would have to be separated.
As of right now, there has been a lot of trade rumors, and there's a lot of tensions within that locker room that nobody knows about. However, we just hope that they can fix it in time for the playoffs.
Or it'll unfold. So, after talking about NBA, let's talk about NFL. This is going to be absolutely exciting right here. We got the the NFL playoffs with AFC and the NFC both being very highly competitive. Let's start with the AFC.
AFC, as of right now, playoff berths that have clinched are, of course, the Patriots, the Ravens, and the Chiefs. As of right now,
Not surprised.
Not surprised at all. And as of right now, the Texans are still fighting and are the division leaders at the time, but could lose it after the recent play.
And then also in the wild card, we got playoff berth of the Bills as well. They've been right behind the Patriots' tail for the whole season. I feel like they can make. I don't know if they'll make it past the first round, but I think they'll be a solid playoff team. And then also we have the Titans, Raiders, and Browns. I think the only team that can possibly make it is the Titans in the hunt and possibly a wild card. But also, let's talk about the NFC. That's been a more competitive, and there's been dramatic shifts throughout this. Like in the West, first of all, we have Seahawks taking over from the 49ers, which that was amazing. But also we have the Packers and the Saints also being in division playoff berth and division clinch. But what about the Cowboys?
Right now, the Cowboys are going into a Week 16 against the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a must win.
A very, very crucial must win in order to stay in the playoff hunt and in order for them to get a playoff berth.
Do you think they're going to make a playoffs? Yes or no?
I definitely think the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs. However, they're going to have a tough first round against either the Seahawks or the 49ers.
Well, we cannot tell. But that is all for the Sports Report. I'm Atticus.
I'm Sebastian.
See you all next time. Happy 2020. And now it is time for some announcements.
So we're beginning, as y'all know, we have Hootie Bowl and College Cup. We have Hootie Bowl for scholars 3rd through 5th grade and
Get hyped.
College Cup for middle school and high school. May the best homeroom win.
My homeroom.
Maybe.
Winter break. We will be going on winter break for 2 weeks for Christmas and New Year's. We will come back on January the 7th on a Tuesday.
Also, we have our news recruitment. We need new members for the news station. We are accepting recruits for members 9th through 12th grade, so only high school. Scholars who are interested in wanting to be involved have their own show, you can talk to Mr. Faya in room 205.
That is all for this week's show. I'm Atticus Ramirez.
Steven Hinojosa.
See you all in the classrooms. Hoot hoot!
Merry Christmas.